And the counter-protester shouts at me, what if your mother had decided to abort you? He's wearing a bright green t-shirt that says pro-life, no like link organization, just pro-life. And in a split second, my brain cycles through all the possible ways I could reply to him, right? I could say, why is it that the loudest pro-life voices are always also the loudest anti-social safety net, anti-access to childcare, anti-access to contraception, anti-living wage, anti-environment, anti-peace, anti-democracy, anti-gun control, anti-sex ed, anti-education in general, anti-healthcare voices, right? I could mention that the U.S. is currently at the lowest rate of abortion since Roe v. Wade, the continuation of a 30-year downward trend primarily due to increased access to effective and affordable birth control. I could say, if you really believe abortion is murder, you would be on the front lines supporting comprehensive sex ed, universal health care, and yeah, Planned Parenthood too, the programs, services, and initiatives that reduce abortion rates more than outlawing it ever could. I could also, however, talk about how the pro-life movement has never actually been about life. It's always been about control. It's always been about enforcing this extreme view of family, sexuality, and authority, and punishing women and anyone who can get pregnant for daring to think differently. Right? It's always been about cynically using people's deeply held beliefs as a way to get out the vote, to keep the most immoral, manipulative, hypocritical politicians we have in power. I could respond with any variation on one or more of those points. And would any of them change his mind? How loud do you have to be to put out a house fire with just your voice? How well constructed must your argument be to convince the ocean not to take your drowning friend? Do we preach to the choir because it's easy, or do we preach to the choir because they're the people who might actually do something? The counter-protester asks, what if your mother had decided to abort you? He's not actually concerned with my metaphysical well-being, right? He doesn't care about my young, scared, single mother. He's trying to tell a story. So my response is also a story. It's just not a story for him. Someday, we are going to live in a world that truly values life, where people have not just the choice to have and not have children, but the right to raise them in a community with all the resources and opportunities and freedom and justice and joy they could ever need. Talk about life all you want, but I know who's fighting for that world, and I know who isn't.